and then switch back over to the next tab, hit back, or, yeah, just, yeah. Draw through should be over there someplace. There you go. Three. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back. We're good. Or, yeah, just, draw through should be over there someplace.
Is this on loop right here?
Could be.
Thoughts on the audio?
Yeah, that's, there you go. Three. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back. We're good. Or, yeah, just, should be over someplace.
Is this on loop right here?
Could be.
Thoughts on the audio?
Yeah, that's, there you go. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back. We're good. Or, yeah, just,
Is this on loop right here?
could be.
Thoughts on the audio?
Yeah, that's, there you go. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back. We're good. Or, yeah, just,
Is this on loop right here?
could be.
Thoughts on the audio?
Yeah, that's, there you go. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back. We're good. Or, yeah, just,
Is this on loop right here?
could be.
Thoughts on the audio?
Yeah, that's, there you go. Back over to the next tab. Okay, hit back.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome to draw number 3 of the 2015 Golden Gate Bonspiel, hosted by the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club here at Sharks Ice in Fremont, California. For our third draw today, we're going to be bringing you 2 sheets worth of action. On sheet 1, that'll be the sheet on the right-hand side of your screen. We have Ewok Party, representing the Orange County Curling Club, versus Team Gong of San Francisco. On sheet 2, we're going to have Rock Bottoms. Hello, curling fans, and welcome to draw number 3 of the San Francisco Curling Club and the Dixie Curling, hosted by the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club here at Sharks Ice in Fremont, California. The Broomer third draw today, we're going to be bringing you 2 sheets worth of action. On sheet 1, that'll be the sheet on the right-hand side of the screen. A quick message to everybody: we have been made aware that representing the Orange County Curling Club with the audio Team Gong of our broadcast. We want to apologize too. We're going to have Rock Bottoms. Hello, working on trying to get those issues resolved and we apologize for the inconvenience, but hopefully you'll stay tuned and watch the action. Draw today, we're going to bring you 2 sheets worth of action. On sheet 1, either way, we'll be here with you on the screen. Quick message to everybody: my name is Bonspiel, representing the Orange County Curling Club with the audio team by Alan Fraley. Also, San Francisco too. Rock Bottoms. Hello, working on trying to get those issues resolved. This is third draw of the day, and we apologize to everybody at this time is still playing their first game. Watch the action. Third draw today, we're going to bring you 4-game guarantee on sheet 1. Either way, we'll be here with you. Quick message to everybody: my name is Bonspiel, representing the Orange County Curling Club with the audio team by Alan Fraley. Also, San Francisco too. down to rock bottom. Single round robin against each other. Third draw of the day. We apologize to everybody at the end of that round robin. We're able to seed first game. Of course, four-game guarantee on sheet one. Either way, you can teach your one message to my name is Bonspiel. 2:30 p.m. on Sunday. And we'll also apologize for not allowing rock bottom. Single round robin against there's the third draw of the day. We apologize to everybody at the end of that round robin. We're able to seed first game. But right now, four-game guarantee on sheet one. Either way, you're into the first game of both sheets. My name is Bonspiel. Rundown of the roster starting sheet one. We have box and we'll also play Redstone, which on sheet skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. At the end of that round robin, playing against them with right now Team Gong. She skipped by Roland Gong. Vice, Bill McMorris. Second, Aaron Brugart. Roster Tom Matt 1. Over on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. Skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. At the end of that round robin, Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them on 2. Right now, Jesus Gong. Second, Erica Hillstock Johnson. Second, Aaron Brugart. Tom Matt 1. And playing against them are the Broomer Sooners. Later on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. Skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them on 2. Right now, Jesus Gong. Second, Erica Hillstock Johnson. Second, Aaron Brugart. Tom Matt 1. And playing against them are the Broomer Sooners. Later on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. Skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them on 2. Right now, Jesus Gong. We'll be right back. Second, Erica Hillstock Johnson. Second, Aaron Brugart. Tom Matt 1. And playing against them are the Broomer Sooners. Later on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. Skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them on 2. Right now, Jesus Gong. We'll be right back. Second, Erica Hillstock Johnson. Second, Aaron Brugart. Tom Matt 1. And playing against them are the Broomer Sooners. Later on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. Skipped by Brianna Weldon. Vice is Sean Frank. Second is Dawn Weldon. Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them.
And we're back now. Joined in the broadcast booth by Alan Frank. Team friendly.
Actually, I have the pleasure of playing against Aaron Brugart. Coming 4:45 draw under draw number 4. Joining us are the Broomer Sooners. Later on sheet 2, we have Rock Bottom. So just went over the introductions and introduce the audience on teams. And we are second and the first end on both sheets 1 and 2. Rock Bottom. Red Rocks. Playing against them.
And just to recap for you folks at home, joined in the broadcast
what
booth
you're
by
seeing now
Alan
is
Frank.
Team friendly are the two actually I have the pleasure of playing against Aaron Brugart. Coming 4:45 draw. Same sheet 4. Joining us are the Broomer Sooners. Sheet 1 and on sheet 2 are the houses. Right now, just went over the introductions and introduce the audience on teams. And we are second and the first end on both sheets 1 and 2. That's playing against them.
And just to recap for you folks at home, joined in the broadcast
what
booth
you're
by
seeing now
Alan
is
Frank.
Team friendly are the two actually I have the pleasure of playing against Aaron Brugart. Coming 4:45 draw. Same sheet 4. Joining us are the Broomer Sooners. Sheet 1 1 on sheet 2. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Audiences and teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap during our live scoring broadcast. What you're seeing now is this draw and throughout the season are the two actually sheet 1 on sheet 2. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Right now, teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap during our live scoring broadcast. What you're seeing now is this draw and throughout the season are the two actually sheet 1 on sheet 2. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Right now, teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap. I think it is one of the broadcasts. What you're seeing now is this draw and throughout the season Alan does that. Skips sheet 1. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Right now, teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap. I think it is one of the broadcasts. What you're seeing now is this draw and throughout the Alan does that. Skips sheet 1. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Right now, teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap. I think it is one of the broadcasts. What you're seeing now is this draw and throughout the Alan does that. Skips sheet 1. A bit unlucky there for Bill. Fraley is also taking double duty today. Teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. That's totally free to recap. I think it is one of the broadcasts. What you're seeing now is this draw and Dawn down the road. He is. Alan does that. Skips sheet 1. A bit unlucky there for Bill. Fraley is also not as much double duty as he used to. Teams, and we are up to date online with our live scoring, which can be found at Bonspiel.com. I think it is one of the broadcasts. And Dawn down the road. He is. Alan does that. There he is. Skips sheet 1. A bit unlucky there for Bill. Fraley is also not as much double duty as he used to. Teams, and we are up to date online. It doesn't leave Gong as much, but it does leave Gong with the ball. How the ice is late on this sheet. And Dawn down the road. He is. Alan does that. There he is. A bit unlucky there for Bill. Fraley is also not as much double duty as he used to. It doesn't leave Gong as much, but it does leave with the ball. How the ice is late on this sheet. In the here's Roland Gong. There he is. A bit unlucky there for Bill. Fraley is also not as much double duty as he used to. It doesn't leave Gong as much, but it does with the ball. How the ice is late on this sheet. In the here's Roland Gong. We'll have one more attention. There we go. each team here has been on offense. Doesn't rain as much. Four drops here. How the ice is doing. Ice late in the let's skip it. Here's Roland Gong. We'll have one more attempt at Derek covering each team here has early injury. Been on offense. Ribbing. Doesn't rain about that. Happy to have her back on the ice. How the ice is doing. Ice late in let's skip it. Here's Roland Gong. We'll have one more attempt at Derek covering each team here has early injury. Been on offense. We'll make that while they're setting up for that, we have the hammer rock coming down. Actually, just right now. Doesn't rain about that. Happy to have her back on the ice. How the ice is doing. Ice late that's the game. That's the game. Let's skip it. Here's Roland Gong. We'll have one more attempt at Derek covering each team here has early injury. Been on offense. We'll make that while they're setting up for that, we have the hammer rock coming down. Just right now. Doesn't rain about that. Happy to have her back on the ice. How the ice is doing. That's the game. That's the game. Let's skip it. There's a hammer now. One more attempt at Derek covering each team here. Giving it a little more ice. There's the break. We have the hammer rock coming down. Looks like to get there. He's gonna get there. Oh, beauty. That is a beauty. Excellent hammer rocking. Let's skip it. There's a hammer now. One more attempt at Derek covering each team here. Giving it a little more ice. There's the break. Take you around the rink right now. Get there. Get there. Oh, beauty. That is a beauty. Place right now during draw number 3. On sheet 3, we have Mountain Mayhem. Excellent. Mountain Mayhem is from Lake Tahoe and Curva. Giving you a little more ice. Nope, just one. After the first hand, take you around the rink right now. Get there. Get there. Oh, beauty. That is a beauty. Place right now during draw number 3. On sheet 3, we have Mountain Mayhem. Mountain Mayhem is from Lake Tahoe and Curva. And the item giving us a little more ice. Nope, just one. After the first hand, take you around the rink right now. Get there. Get there. Oh, beauty. That is a beauty. Place right now during draw number 3. On sheet 3, we have Mountain Mayhem. Over on sheet 5, we have Mountain Mayhem. Lake Tahoe versus the Kid. And the item giving us a little more ice. Nope, just one. After the first hand, take you around the rink right now. That looks like that is Team That is a beauty. Place right now during draw number 3. Pointing back to the action. On sheet 3, we have Mountain Mayhem. Over on sheet 5, we have Mountain Mayhem. Lake Tahoe versus the Kid. And the item giving us a little more shot there. No, just one. Good. Try and take out this. After the first hand, take you around the rink right now. That looks like that is Team That is a beauty. Place right now during draw number 3. Pointing back to the action. On sheet 3, we have Mountain Mayhem. Over on sheet 5, we have Mountain Mayhem. Lake Tahoe versus the Kid. And the item giving us a little more shot there. No, just one. Good. Try and take out this. After the first hand,
looks like that is that is up to the place right now. Like you're showing, pointing back to action. She's green. I have mountain moves. I believe one behind. We have Mountain Mayhem. Like down five. First they try to hit him. The Ivorycast is scoring a shot there. Also, seeking around the ring right now. That looks like that is up to the place right now. Like you're showing, pointing back to action. She's green. I have mountain moves. I believe one behind. We have Mountain Mayhem. Like down five. First they try to hit him. The Ivorycast is scoring a shot there. Seeking around the ring right now. That looks like that is up to the place right now. Like you're showing, pointing back to action. She's green. I have mountain moves. I believe one behind. We have Mountain Mayhem. Like down five. First they try to hit him. The Ivorycast is scoring a shot there. Seeking around the ring right now. That looks like that
And with the double task of commentating today, she's green. I have mountain moves. Online store again. That can be found at bonspieler.com.
We have Mountain Mayhem. Like down five. First they try to hit him. The Ivorycast is scoring a shot there. Seeking around the ring right now. That looks like that
and with the double task of commentating today, she's green. I have mountain moves. Online store again. That can be found at bonspieler.com. It's interesting right now. Us calling them like down five. We have 4 skips. Actually, all members of the San Francisco club. 2 of them are skipping out-of-town teams.
Seeking around the ring right now. That looks like that
and with the double task of commentating today, she's green. Online store again. That can be found at bonspieler.com. It's interesting right now. Us calling seeing some of these guys. We have 4 skips. We'll count them. All members. I assure you, by the end of this draw, we'll get it. Out-of-town teams.
Better to know their names is not
Exactly. Double task. Who's their names? Yes. Take a look over where she won now. It's interesting right now. Us calling seeing some of these guys. Aaron Berger coming down. We'll count them. Second shot. I assure you, by the end of this draw, we'll get it. Out-of-town teams.
better to know their names is not
Exactly. Double task. Who's their names? Take a look over where she won now. It's interesting right now. Us calling seeing some of these guys. Aaron Berger coming down. We'll count them. Second shot. I assure you, by the end of this draw, we'll get it. Out-of-town teams. This is the first time. Exactly. Double task. Who's their names? You are aware of the walking intensity. Take a look over where she won now. It's interesting right now. Us calling seeing some apologize for Aaron Berger. We'll count them. Second shot. By the end of this draw, we'll get it. This is the first time. Exactly. Double task. Who's their names? You are aware of the walking intensity. Take a look over where she won now. It's interesting right now. Us calling seeing some apologize for Aaron Berger. We'll count them. Second shot. By the end of this draw, we'll get it. This is the first time. Exactly. Double task. Who's their names? Interesting right now. By the end of this draw, we'll get it.
This is the first time.
Exactly.
Double tap.
Interesting right now. By the end of this draw, we'll get it.
This is the first time. Double tap.
Interesting right now. By the end of this draw, we'll get it.
This is the first time. Double tap.
Interesting right now. By the end of this draw, we'll get it.
This is the first time. Double
Right now, by the end of this draw, we'll get it.
This is the first time.
By the end of this draw, we'll get it.
You get this
Gave the ice cream I just want to give a shout out to them for the amount of work that they put in. By the end of this draw, we'll get it. I was here last night. They were already here. Quite a lot of volunteers with the ice cream. I just want to give a shout out to them for the amount of work that they put in and during the by the end of this draw, we'll get it. I was here last night. They were already here. Quite a lot of volunteers with the ice cream. Oh, excellent. I just want to give a shout out to them for the amount of work. Come on in and see and during the I think that's right here. I was here. Thank you, Alan. Last night. They were already here. Quite a lot of recent. Oh, excellent. I just want to give a shout out to them. Come on in and see and during the I think that's right here. I was here. Thank you, Alan. I think that is. They were already here. this time he's going with the natural handle. Why not get a reset? Okay, oh, excellent. I just want to give a shout out to that. It's got the line. He knows it. He's on it. Oh, I think that's right here. That's all I was thinking. Thank you, Alan. I think that first of his two forks. The natural handle. Why not get a reset? Okay, I just want to give a shout out. Camera rock on two. It's got a line. He knows it. On it. Oh, I think that's right here. That's all I was thinking. Thank you, Alan. I think that one here. Stay high enough. First of his two get around the natural handle. Why not get a doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. On it. Oh, I think that's right here. That's all I was thinking. Thank you. Made a call on that. One here. Stay high enough. First of his two get around the natural handle. And Franny did first end. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Ewok body now sitting on it. I think that's right. That's all I was thinking. Thank you. Made a call on that. One here. Stay high enough. First of his two get around the natural handle. And Franny did first end. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Ewok body now sitting on it. I think that's right. That's all I was thinking. Thank you. Made a call on that. One here. Looks like Gong is just going to attempt that draw again. It's more giving it a little bit more ice. Looks like he's just outside. First end now. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Ewok body now sitting on it. I think that's what they hang on. Two for Broomer in the second one here. Looks like Gong is just going to attempt. Meanwhile, here comes draws. Gong is forcing him around for a second. Just outside. First end now. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Winds up pinballing two guards there. I think that's what they hang on. No, it does leave. It doesn't leave Ewok party much. In the second two, get the one. You should get the Gong high enough. Meanwhile, here comes draws. Gong is forcing him around for a second. Just outside. First end now. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Winds up pinballing two guards there. I think that's what they hang on. No, it does leave. It doesn't leave Ewok party much. In the second two, get the one. You should get the Gong high enough. Meanwhile, here comes draws. Gong is forcing him around for a second. Just outside. Looks like the one at the far right-hand side. Doesn't get around position-wise that may have a cut on it. Pinballing two guards there. I think that's what they hang on. No, it does leave. It doesn't leave Ewok party much. In the second two, get the one. You should get the Gong high enough. Looks like it is going to hit on the second. Does wind up crashing into looks like one of the guards, but not hard enough. That's going to be a score of 1 for red. That's going to tie the pinball in this. She wants everything. No, it does leave. It doesn't leave Ewok party too much. For the second two, should very long. Looks like it is going to hit on second. Does want to crash this but not hard enough. That's going to be having a score of 1 for red. That's going to tie the pinball. No, it does lead. It doesn't lead. Ewok Sharks 4. Electric slide for second. Electric slide should very long. Second. Looks like it is going to hit on second. Does want to crash this score of not hard 5. Kiddo is on the board. Having a score of 1 for red game. All ties going to tie the pinball. No, it does lead. It doesn't lead. Ewok Sharks 4. Electric slide for second. Electric slide should very long. Second. Looks like it is going to hit on second. Does want to crash this score of not hard 5. Kiddo is on the board. Having a score of 1 for red game. All ties going to tie the pinball. No, it does lead. It doesn't lead. Ewok Sharks 4. Electric slide for second. Electric slide should very long. Second. Looks like it is going to hit on second. Does want to crash this score of not hard 5. Kiddo is on the board. Having a score of 1 for red game. All ties going to tie the pinball. No, it does lead. It doesn't lead. Ewok Sharks 4. Electric slide for second. Electric slide should very long. Looks like it's still on second. Does want to crash this also going to come around score of not hard 5. Kiddo on stays up. Having a score of 1 for red game. All ties going to tie the pinball. Not quite going to be a bite. It does lead. It doesn't leave Ewok Sharks 4. Other side. Actually, which is very long. Does want to crash this also going to come around score of not hard 5. Kiddo on stays up. Having a score of 1 for red game. All ties going to tie the pinball. Knows that here we're going to be a bite. It doesn't looks like that rock may have picked on something. That took very close right here. Does want to crash this around score of 2 guard 5. Kiddo 2 guards and on stays up. Having a score of 1 for red game. That's going to tie the pinball. Knows that here we're going to be a bite. It doesn't looks like that rock may have picked on something. That took very close right here. Does want to crash this around score of 2 guard 5. Kiddo 2 guards and on stays up. Having a score of 1 for red game. That's going to tie the pinball. Take a shot at Chip. Knows that here we're going to be a bite. Looks like that rock may have picked on something. That took very close right here. Does want to crash this around score of 2 guard 5. Kiddo just tips on stays up. Second one up. Red flag. That's going to tie the pinball. Take a shot at Chip. Knows that here we're going to be a bite. We do have a score update. They have scored that. Looks like that rock may have picked on something. That took very close right here. 2 guard 5. Kiddo just tips on stays up. Second one up. Red flag. That's going to tie the pinball. Take a shot at Chip. Knows that here we're going to be a bite. We do have a score update. They have scored that. Looks like that rock may have picked on something. That took very close right here.
just takes lines up, and the second one applies to the red county pride and shot at Chicken Nose here. A lot of pepper screwed up. They have one pick now. Looks like that rocket is decked on something. That's going to might be looks like it might be. Oh no! Wow! Look at the finish there. Just takes lines up. That second one looks like the red county pride back. Sitting is the only rock in the house right now. Sitting and exposed one. A lot of pepper screwed up. They have one pick now. Looks like that rocket is decked on something. That's going to might be. Looks like it might be. Oh no! Wow! Look at the finish there. Just takes lines up. That second one looks like the red county pride back. Sitting is the only rock in the house right now. Sitting and exposed. A lot of pepper screwed up. They have one pick now. Looks like that rocket is decked on something. That's going to might be. Looks like it might be. Oh no! Gets a tap. Wow! Just takes around it. That second one looks like the red county pride back. Rolls to the back of the rock in the house right now. Almost directly. Sitting and exposed. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one back. Looks like that rocket is decked on something. That's going to might be. Looks like we'll try and looks like it might be. Oh no! Gets a tap. Wow! Just takes around it. That second one looks like the red county pride. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the exposed. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one probably hit it on the probably from the face here. That extends up. Looks like we'll try and looks like it might be. Oh no! Gets a tap. Wow! And there it is. Just takes around it. That's it out. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the exposed. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one probably hit it on the probably from the face here. That extends up. Looks like we'll try and first of all. Oh no! Gets a tap. Wow! And there it is. Every team around it. That's it out. Single draw is clear. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the breaking ties in the standing. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one probably hit it on the probably from the face here. Looks like all 5 games are all this is first game this year, and there it is. Every team around it. The extra single draw is clear. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the inclusion of breaking ties in the standing. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one hits we can allow probably from the face here. In the house, in all 5 games into the kids. All this is first game this year, and there it is. Every team around it. The extra single draw is clear. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the inclusion of breaking ties in the standing. A lot of pepper screwed up. Sitting on one hits we can allow probably from the face here. Coming down in the house, all 5 games into the kids. All this is first game this year, and there it is. Every team around it. The extra single draw is clear. If we roll to the back of negative handles, we almost directly out the inclusion of breaking ties in the stand turn there. All the sitting on one hits we can allow right in the back from the face here. In the house, all 5 games into the kids. All this is first game this year, and there it is. Every team around it. The extra single draw is clear. If we roll to
There at the back, but Gong coming down and chipping that out there. And here comes Franny now with his first rock. And Sweeper staying off of this one. Just going to let it come down. Weight appears to be all there. Just see if make sure it gets past that front red rock there. Oh no, that rock died pretty quickly there. Looks like it might be providing a little bit of cover for that red at the back. And actually, if you couldn't bury that rock, that's the side of the rock you want to be covering. That's the line there. Meanwhile, over on sheet 2, we've got quite a bit of rocks in play there. We've got, looks like Barajas is sitting 1. And actually, here comes, looks like this is the hammer now coming down on sheet 2. Barajas sitting 1, trying to go for 2 here. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. We were just attempting to resolve the audio issues that we've been having, and we think we have them resolved. So hopefully the broadcast is, from an audio standpoint, much clearer than it was a moment ago. Unfortunately, due to that, I missed what happened on the hammer there on 2. Davina, did you happen to see what happened with that last red rock on sheet 2?
Unfortunately, I couldn't see the result of that last rock.
We'll have to wait and see what the score. Oh, they just hung the score. Looks like it's going to be one for Barajas there on at the end of the third end there. So it doesn't look like he was able to get that in, quite get that into score. So that game now 5-1, 5-1 Davidson. That's 5-1 Broomer Sooners now after 3. And they'll start the fourth end coming the other way. Meanwhile, we're down to 1 rock apiece here on sheet 1, and just still those 2 rocks in play at the, or I should say, in the house, sitting at the back 8 and back 12. And Weldon is with the ice. Well, she's calling. Looks like she wants something on the center line.
I think ideally it would be probably a little bit right of center.
Mm-hmm.
Top 12.
Weldon giving Franny a little more ice on this one than the previous shot. Get around that pack of granite there, sitting right up in the 3-guard area. And unfortunately, it's gonna go into that pack. However, it's actually in a great position. It's corner frozen to one of the guards up there, and at this point, pretty much buries that shot rock for Ewok Party. So Gong's gonna have a tough draw here to come in and get 1. He needs full 8 to do it, but to come around that on that line to get both the line and the weight with the ice on that side of sheet 1, Not an easy task, but let's see what he can do.
With the negative turn?
With the negative turn, or with the...
If he throws the intern, he should be throwing the intern.
If he were to throw the intern
All
on...
he needs to do is get full 8.
He needs full 8 here, yeah. And that's going to be high enough, but is it going to have the weight? 3 of them sweeping it now, and looks like he's got it there. Yeah, he's got that into the top 4. So a nice draw for Roland there at the end of 3. So that will be 1 for Gong. So the score on that game is now 2-1 Gong after 3. And we'll give you a quick score update going around the rink right now. We just saw scores posted on sheet 3. So it was a score of 1 in the second end for Team DL with the Blue Rocks there, and a score of 2 for Mountain Mayhem. So that game now 7-1 Mountain Mayhem through 3. They are about midway through the fourth end over on that sheet. Over on sheet 4, Electric Slide with, again, another steal of 2 in the third end. So that game now 5-0 Electric Slide over the Ivy Leaguers. That game through 3 ends as well. And they are about to throw the Hammer Rock on 5. When we get a result there, we will pass that along. Meanwhile, back to the action in front of us. It's first rock for Gong into the house. Mid-12 on the wing. All right.
On sheet 2, Barajas is calling for the hit and roll. Over curls a little bit.
Yeah.
So on sheet 2, so Barajas, he's down by 4. We're in the fourth end now, approximately halfway through the game. He needs to think about generating some points. Doesn't have the hammer right now, so he needs to steal. Or that should be his objective right now, is to steal.
And with this, there is a rule of thumb followed by some that if you want to steal, you at least need something in the forefoot. On this ice today, that rule might not quite apply. So we'll
definitely not on sheet 1.
Not on sheet 1, that's for sure. But we will. We'll keep while it's still falling on sheet 2. It doesn't seem to be quite as severe as we're seeing there on sheet 1. But at least it appears to be somewhat predictable. It seems to be somewhat consistent so far, at least through these first 4 ends. Obviously, as the pebble starts to break down over the course of the game, that may change. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I mean, you've probably seen a little bit more of the ice conditions, how things are moving on the ice than I have, but. It's always interesting to me when you have atypical ice conditions, typical here for on arena ice, but thinking about strategy and what you're trying to accomplish in the end, and how you're going to get there, is you have to do some creative thinking on this type of ice.
Right. There's a lot of on your feet thinking, both literally and figuratively.
Right.
The ice conditions can change very rapidly, and that's not just arena ice. That can be anywhere. So, reading the ice and being a good judge of what's going on in the ice from moment to moment, very key in being a good skip.
And also just keeping your focus on what you're trying to accomplish for the end. So right now, I would say on sheet 2. Barajas is down by 4. He needs to score some points if he wants to win this game. But putting up a guard right now that's a good call. He needs rocks up front.
Right.
He needs some complexity in order to accomplish his goal. For Davidson, if he's got the hammer right now, if that were me, I would be satisfied with scoring 1.
Right.
I don't feel like I need to score 2. Even if the other team stole 1, we're still up by 3. So that would be my thinking, is to score 1, or give up a steal of 1.
Right. Giving up the steal, you keep the hammer. Scoring just 1, obviously when you have the hammer, you'd like to score 2, but scoring 1 and just putting even allowing Barajas to keep the hammer and go up 5 at that point through 4 ends. Not a bad thing either. Just just in kind of the last couple points there, we talked about what some of those rules of thumbs are, and rules can be bent and rules can be broken, and there's a couple examples of where you'd want to break or bend those. Meanwhile, over on sheet 1, Aaron Burgart with a nice takeout there of the shot rock by Ewok Party to now sit 2. Comes Dawn Weldon with her. I believe this is her second shot. And quite a bit of weight on this one. See what this does here. That's gonna take out the 3rd rock for Gong, and now move Weldon into position, now sitting 3, 4, and 5. And Gong looks like he's gonna call for the removal of the rock at the top 12, but he's got to be careful here, because if he leaves those 2 blues too wide open right now, there's a possible double there, and Weldon could be sitting 4 very quickly here. If I'm Gong right here and I'm calling for the takeout on this one, the way that the ice is playing, I definitely want to hit and stick here. I don't want the shooter rolling out.
Absolutely.
I want to cut down as much of that lane. Actually, maybe get a little bit of a roll actually to the right-hand side away from his 2 rocks, just to cut down that draw a little bit. Ooh, and that misses just by a hair, so that takeout attempt is going to flash the house. And we'll see what Weldon does here. And looks like Weldon's going to go for the takeout here. At least the one possibility of the double here. To all of our viewers at home, we have it would appear that we have resolved our audio issues. We apologize for that, but again, we thank you for your patience and for sticking with us. And you see on the comments, and we do have that up here on the screen, that you folks are able to hear us now. So again, we apologize for that inconvenience, but we thank you very much for your patience. And here comes that takeout attempt for Weldon.
Like that's moving a lot.
It's a lot of weight.
Might have a good result.
It's going to wind up.
That's a good result.
Going to wind up popping one of them out the scenic route. So
yeah.
So
they've moved the rocks around a little bit, so they changed the complexion of the house a little bit. The blue rock is now easily hittable.
Yes.
And they have 3 rocks in the house.
Yeah, so you've taken away Gong's second shot. And now you're Weldon sitting 2, 3, 4. And Roland looks like he's just going to come down and
sit on his own rock.
Sit on his own rock here. Make it a little harder. I think he's calling for the freeze. Tap wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if he can squirt that rock out over.
I think
over to T, about T line middle 8 to get a little bit of cover under that wall
I
of
think bumping
reds.
that rock and moving it back, maybe under, behind the reds a little bit is fine. I actually wouldn't mind him hitting the red rock, doing the same shot that he called in the previous shot, because that red rock there,
Ooh.
near the center line on the top 12, to me is their most dangerous rock at the moment.
Yeah.
If he can nose hit that and just stick, he controls that path to the 4-foot there.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 rocks in the house now, and that's also good.
Yeah, that tap attempt by Gong just missing and coming to rest there at the back 12. Meanwhile, over on sheet 2, we have Barajas is sitting 1 with a cluster of blues sitting there in the top 12. So quite a bit of granite in the front of the house and in the guard zone.
And unfortunately, I missed the sequence of rocks on that sheet. But that's what we were talking about in terms of what is their plan for the end. What is their goal? If their goal is to score more than 1, or to steal more than 1, it's not set up particularly well for that to happen.
This is Barajas' last rock of the end. Davidson does have hammer. I'm not sure if the ice is there for it to actually come in negative ice on the left hand side. Looks like they just need a bite 8 in order to sit 2. See where this one ends up. Looks like it's into the pack up at the front, so Barajas now sitting 1 with quite a bit of granite in front of it. Let's see what Davidson does here.
Sort of a pretty dangerous situation over on sheet 1 right now. I think red is sitting 4.
Yeah, turning back over to sheet 1 now. Yeah, that does appear. Red is sitting 1. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that.
Is this his last rock?
That blue at the back.
Is Skip's first rock?
I believe this is.
I think so.
1, 2, 5, 6. Yes,
Yeah.
I only see 6 blue rocks down at our end. So, yeah, so it looks like just the start of Skip's rocks now for going here on sheet 1. And here comes the hammer rock on 2. See what Davidson's able to do here. Looks like he's trying to come through that port on the right-hand side. Is it going to stay up enough? Ooh, not quite.
I think it just
But he just popped his far enough in to
Nice
sit
shot.
back 4 and score that. It looks like 1 for sure. This is going to be close for maybe even 2 here.
I think it's just 1. That was a good shot.
Good shot by Davidson. They're taking a good look at this
And an
now.
unfortunate miss on sheet 1. That's really
and,
unfortunate.
and Roland shot flashes the house on 1. We're still discussing the shot over on 2, and looks like they are going to go ahead and measure. So that's going to be 1 for Davidson for sure, possibly 2. Keep an eye on that as they measure. Meanwhile, over on 1, we've got a pretty interesting end brewing here. So Ewok Party sitting 4. We are now with Sean Frady with his first rock. Again, Brianna Weldon skipping the team but throwing 3rd rocks today for Ewok Party. Sean vicing and throwing 4th rocks.
I'm assuming that she's calling for a bump up of one of those front rocks there.
That's what I would do here as well. The line to draw around the outside is pretty much just you're going to pass right over the button. Just the question is the weight going to be there? It looks like she got a little bit of a bump. So that does two things here. So Ewok Party is now sitting 5, although that now does put the shooter from that previous shot right in the path of that line where we've now seen 2 of Team Gong's rocks come right down. So even though sitting 5, this is a hit and stick to cut them down significantly.
I think at this point it's just cutting down how much red is going to score.
Again, Ewok Party with the hammer in this end, so a very critical shot here on
Very
one.
aggressive would be to try and draw in, which I think you can do.
It's there. That line is definitely there. I would have the broom probably even with the front of the house on the right hand sideline in order to draw that ice. That's about what it was when I was out there earlier this morning. Then again, depending on how the ice has changed, that might be too much ice, but that'd be the aggressive move right now.
Calling for a tap and roll.
Gong and McMorris taking a good amount of time to discuss this one, and understandably so, given the criticality of this shot. Meanwhile, over on sheet 2, they did complete that measure. That was 2 for Davidson. So that was 1 for sure, and then the measure for 2, and it was in fact 2. So that game is now 7-1. Broomer Sooners over Rock Bottoms after 4 ends. Looking around the rink as Gong is deciding this, Team DL with a score of 2 in their 4th end. They now trail Mountain Mayhem 7-3. It looks like we had 1 for the Ivy Leaguers over on sheet 4, so they are now trailing Electric Slide 5-1 after 4. And we have the 3rd end up. It was 2 for Team Calzone in the 3rd end, so that game now 3-1 Team Calzone over the Kiddos through 3. We come back to sheet 1 now as Gong is lining himself up for his last shot. Here it comes, and it looked like it took off, turning to the right out of his hand. He's gonna be into the pack, depending on how this rolls. Well, he definitely cut him down. Let's say it looks like they're from where I'm sitting, it looks like red is now sitting 3, possibly 4. I think 3 for sure. Possibly 4 on that far outside in the 12-foot.
Like 3. Probably the best outcome you really hope for.
Because if you try for that draw and you miss, then they're sitting
That's
5
really,
with the
really
hammer,
tough to come back from.
and you're in trouble at that point. There's just really no other way around that. You're in trouble. So here comes Franey now with his final rock. Here's the hammer rock in the 4th end. Try and bring this in. Try to bring it in, and that's actually going to flash the house. So we've got, looks like 3 for sure. We're going to take a look. Oh, looks like the rock may have Looks like that rock may have accidentally been moved before the decision was made, but they're clearing them now, so they've settled on it. So we'll see if that winds up being 3 or 4 for Ewok Party there in the fourth end. Either way, big end, big get for Ewok Party. And I see Dawn Weldon holding up 4 fingers, so that looks like that's going to be a score of 4 for Ewok Party. So that now makes the score here, if I'm reading the scoreboard correctly, that is going to be now 5-2 Ewok Party through 4 here on sheet 1.
We have some interesting play happening on sheet 2. Team Broomer Sooners, I believe, is up by 6.
Yes, Broomer Sooners is up 7-1 right now through 4.
Once again, I'm always thinking about, in terms of just sort of classic strategy. If I were Team Broomer Sooners right now, what's my objective? Up by 6, that's a very comfortable lead. I would be keeping the field of play open. Hit out the rocks in front. Just remove as many rocks as possible.
Right, kind of getting into that. Just keep a clean mode. If they get
That's absolutely the way to go.
If they get one, okay, but just don't give up. Don't give up anything big or provide any opportunity to give up.
A steal a 2, that should not even be of any concern. Yeah. But if they kept the field of play clean, that really doesn't give Rock Bottoms much opportunity. Yeah. The way it's set up right now, if I'm Rock Bottoms, I'm very happy with how things look in the field of play. Right,
things pretty well. Got 6 stones up there, but they're pretty well separated. We only have 2 in the house, so it looks like Rock Bottoms might just be sitting 1 there at the on the wing there at the top 12. Hard to tell who's shot between that and the center line 12. But either way, not a bad result there for Barajas.
Mm-hmm. And it's also just keeping in mind the teams, the people on the team. Mm-hmm. You may know better than me the members of Team Broomer. I suspect that they're newer curlers. Do you know?
Broomer Sooners?
Mm-hmm.
We have a bit of a mix. We have the skip, Brian Davidson, has been curling. I'm not actually sure how long the actual number. I know it's about. I was gonna say about 4.5, 5 years. Brian Davidson, of course, is our club president here at the SFBACC. The remainder of the team, I'm not entirely sure how long they have been playing. Lead Philip Maximovich, he's been curling for a little over a year now. That I do know. Kaylin and Dylan, the second and thirds respectively, I can't speak to how long they've been curling. And then on Rock Bottoms, we got a wide mix of range of ages, but also curling ages, I should say, not necessarily personal ages. But that is a composite team. We have 2 members from SFBACC, an Orange County member, and then Kelly Bishop. The lead on that team is. Actually, I think in looking at this, we've got Kelly Bishop listed in the program as the lead, I believe, but I think she's out there playing, actually throwing third rocks. As I look at their team uniforms, they have their position numbers actually on the back of their socks. You can see the number 3 on Kelly Bishop's socks. So and there she goes to grab the number 6 rock, so her second rock at the end. Always interesting to see who comes up with the interesting uniforms. We get all kinds of different flavors. The more traditional, matching shirts to almost costume curling and everything of the like in between. So now Rock Bottom's now with 2 rocks in the house, sitting second, third, but that what was on the center 12 for Broomer Sooners, that's moved up to the T line 8 foot. So it looks like Jesus is trying to get rid of that, possibly with a run back here. We'll see if that stays up. There's a hit. Looks like it's going to just roll off to the side and through the house. So that does clear up that line a little bit more. The shooter was able to roll far enough off to the side, so that lane opens up a little bit. Not so much for the takeout now, but if Barajas wanted to try to draw that.
The one and only Charles Funk has decided to join us here in the booth.
Charles Funk, Renaissance man. How you doing?
Hey, it's good. It's good to be here in San Fran again. Doing a little color for the games, so it's all good.
Charles Funk, as you may or may not know, is the skip of Team Don Pilar, who we saw in the second draw today, the defending A event champions from a year ago.
Yeah, actually we have
back for another year.
Back for another year. Actually, I'm not skipping. I'm playing third.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Right,
I missed your draw this morning. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. We have Darren Moulding, and we also have Brent Nickel, and of course our host here from the San Francisco Club. Boy, I'll get that out. That's David Cicero.
Dave Cicero.
Yeah, so we're having a great time back for another year, so it's all good.
Good. Dave Cicero, very familiar with. Actually played. He's fifth on my regular league team on Friday nights.
Nice.
Up in Oakland. So
Yeah.
So know Dave very well.
Yeah, Dave mentioned he doesn't play here at Fremont very often, just normally just for the Bonspiel here, and then he's
Right.
up at Fremont with you. So the ice is good. We played this morning on sheet 2.
You're on 2? Okay.
You know, I think it's like every other sheet. You need to know a few of the nuances, but both of the teams are playing on it. So you have to, both teams have to figure out what's going on it. So, but they did a good job. It's very, very playable.
Good.
We're just really happy to be here. So it's all good.
Awesome. How long have you been in town?
We got in yesterday afternoon. We actually met the another one of the teams that is from Calgary, Canadian Club on the Rocks. That's Tim Barga. I think we played him in the A final last year.
That's right. Yes, that was your opponent in the A final. They're back, our A event runner-ups from last year, back again for another year.
Right. So we met them in the airport, and actually the plane was delayed by about 45 minutes. And through the Facebook posts, all of a sudden there was a call that went up, and this is from Rock Bottoms, from Jesus' team. Kelly Bishop said, well, I'm also waiting for the plane. We didn't know Kelly, and she came to the lounge, and that's when it all started.
Ah.
So, but it was, it was kind of like the party before we got onto the plane, so it's quite good.
Yeah, those of you who have been to a Bonspiel before know exactly what it is that Charles is referring to there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's always a good weekend and good time to have by all.
Always good time. We're looking for a good time here. We're looking forward to the opening ceremony, so I guess that's coming up.
Yes, that'll be immediately preceding the 4:45 draw.
Right.
So by that point, we'll have there'll be one pair of teams. I can't recall who off the top of my head. They'll be playing their first draw of the Bonspiel during that, but then everybody else, myself included, will be playing our second draws then. So
I think that's Markowski coming in.
Yes, you're right. It's the other half of pool number 8. So so pool 8 right now, half of them are playing on sheet 3 right now. That's Mountain Mayhem from Tahoe and Team DL here. The other half of that, is David Markowski, Evan Elliott, Jessica Tudor, and Carla Kennedy from Wine Country. They're playing, and who is their opponent in that game? They're playing the Mansell team from San Jose.
That's right. I heard that Mansell was here with Diaz and the boys, so that'll be a good game. Good game to watch.
That'll be a very good game. And that game will be on sheet 3, so unfortunately that's not going to be on the broadcast, but we will be keeping you up to date on that game as we're keeping you up to date on everything else going on here. Let's do a quick go around the rink.
Sure.
So we're all up to date on the scores on 1 and 2. Over on sheet number 3. I apologize. Mountain Mayhem and DL. Mountain Mayhem with a score of 1 in the 5th end. So that game is now 8-3. Mountain Mayhem through 5 ends.
Okay.
Big score of 5 in the first end for Mountain Mayhem in that game. After that, been back and forth since then, but big first end. Over on sheet 4, the Ivy Leaguers making a bit of a comeback. They were down early in a 5-0 hole against Electric Slide. They scored 1 in the 4th and have now stolen 2 in the 5th. So that game is now 5-3 Electric Slide over the Ivy Leaguers.
Yeah, within
through
2,
5.
they have some momentum.
Yes.
I think Barry's coming on.
Yes, but yeah, Barry Ivy, the skip of the Ivy Leaguers there. And the Kiddos, our junior team, over on sheet 5 with a score of 1 in the 4th end. So that game is now 3-2. Team Calzone through 4. Very close game over there on 5.
Who is skipping the kiddos?
Looking over there, I can't recall if Kate Garfinkel was skipping
yes,
them,
it is
or I know
Kate.
she's playing on the team.
Kate came up to us, and actually we are their Calcutta team.
Okay, very good.
But I mean, good for her. She has a real junior team. What are the ages of the people there on the team?
2 of them are Mark and Jimmy. They are regulars on Friday night in Oakland. They
Right.
are, I want to say they are both 14. Maybe one's 13 right now. I think late grade school, perhaps early high school
I'm going
right
to
now.
interrupt you here.
Oh,
Look
sure.
at the shot that Ahu says. I think that
Oh,
this
here on
is for
2.
3. If he can make this past the guard, yes, he's passed it. Is he going to stick?
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
What a shot there! That's for 3 at least. What kind of score is that going to give us?
Yeah,
I can't quite
that
see the board
is that
from
is
here.
going to. That's
That
going to.
cuts the lead in half.
I believe it does. Yeah, I believe that game was 7-1
Oh goodness!
through 4, and if that is for 3, which it appears from here that it is, that's going to cut it in half. So that will be 7-4 to after 5. So
Now
you know,
he's up against Brian Davidson. Isn't
he's
he?
up against Brian Davidson. Yes, the Broomer
Brian-
Sooners.
Brian is a good
Whoa!
curler. Oh,
Man
my
down.
goodness.
Dawn Weldon taking a spill on sheet 1. That was a heavyweight rock, and just not wasn't able to keep up with that. Hope she's okay there.
Ooh.
Looks okay. Got right back up. I'm gonna go to the board there and
Yeah, I mean,
shake it off. She's all right.
You know, sometimes it's important just to kind of take a minute and grab your wits again. You know,
Yes.
if you've ever fallen.
Yeah, and I had that actually during my first draw this morning. It was a little slick out there this morning for the first draw. Not sure how it is now. If that's changed at all, but we'll definitely know. I'll definitely figure it out for the full 45 draw.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Our first draw found the ice a little different, but it really sped up. I think hog to hog, we're probably looking at about 14.3 or 14.3 seconds.
Okay.
Hog to hog, which is good speed. And when we came in prior to our first draw, which was at 11 o'clock, we found that the rocks really appeared to be moving and gliding well. So we found the slide path right by the button, kind of
Okay.
really started to fog up a little bit, or to fudge up on us a bit right at the end. But no, I think the ice was held up real well.
Yeah, it was definitely
It
a
is
little.
good.
It was definitely a little bit slower in the first draw this morning. I'd say.
Was it?
I'd say hog to hog on sheet 1. We were probably closer to 13 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we seem to have lost a feed here on the
looks like,
far side.
Hopefully that'll come back in a moment. There
Okay,
we
here
go.
we go.
Sorry about that.
All right. Oh, so we have Rock Bottom. Is that? That's Erica in the hack right
Yes,
now.
Erica Hailstock Johnson for Rock Bottoms.
So, hey, for you viewers, sorry, I've kind of taken you on a bit of a rabbit trail here, and we're all of a sudden talking about everything but curly. Maybe we'll get back to the game for a minute. But unless, why don't you call in? I think our talk lines are open.
Yes, the talk lines are open right
yeah.
there on
There's-
on the YouTube chat.
Right. I think there's one spare right now. Yes. And should you want to call in and express some thoughts, we'd be happy to hear from you. If not, I think we'll just ride along for a while.
Yeah, if you do have any questions or comments or things you'd like us to talk about or keep you updated on, feel free to go ahead and write into the comments section there on the live stream. We do have that up. We are watching that. I see some of you, particularly earlier when we were having some issues with the audio, commenting on that. And again, we thank you for being patient with that, and we got that resolved now.
Right.
So now you can actually hear what the hell we're saying.
As if you wanted to.
Yes.
Do we have any idea of how many viewers we currently have?
We have, I can tell you exactly how many viewers we have. We have 8.
All right, everybody, come on, put up your hand and clap for us.
8 fantastic viewers.
Maybe we can hear you from here.
I do know that in our first draw this morning, we did have a viewer from Redford, Michigan.
Redford, Michigan.
Yes.
Nice.
So, that was my girlfriend's mom. So, but
Well,
hey, we have a viewer from out of time zone on our first attempt at this,
Nice.
so I'm not complaining.
So it looks like Jesus is calling the run back here for Chris. And, just off to the side. You know, we played that sheet, and you really have to watch the in-out going from the boards to the center of the ice. That shot really moves.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to play the opposite turn on it, just to kind of keep it straight.
Yes.
So what's Brian calling here?
He's calling it just drawn to the 8-foot again.
Okay.
He has put another one in there so that
I actually wouldn't have a problem with him just hitting that red rock out of the back. Well, if I threw.
You know what? That's actually a good call. You're out by 3. You don't want to leave any garbage hanging around.
Right.
And actually, the way this is falling and the way they're sweeping, it looks like it might come over far enough to actually, if not hit it out, just come down to it. Now, it looks like it's going to lose a little bit of steam there, and that's going to sit top 12 for second shot.
It's in the house, so that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want things up in front of the house right now.
No.
In my opinion, if I'm
no.
And not when you're
absolutely
up by that many. It just gives
Right.
you things to come guard against.
And that's what caused the little bit of that snafu in the previous end was just too many rocks up
Yeah,
front.
too much junk up front, and yeah,
Gave Red an opportunity.
no,
to
and
really
and some
capitalize
teams,
on
and some teams really thrive on that, and others don't, and
Some love that junk game.
they do, and don't want to give them any chance to get lucky.
that. Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's red. Here's Jesus.
It's red
Give a little
and-
bump back. Not sure. Well, it's behind the tee. That's the only good part about that shot.
Yeah, and it is open with a negative handle, might be able to chip that out. So good on Jesus to get that to the other side of that blue rock that's sitting top 4 right now.
And I think that Brian is setting up for a real big end here. I think we have a real critical shot. Couple of options. It looks like he's calling it to come in behind the red guard or be partially hidden. But I think that one in the back of the 4-foot, that could be a real danger rock. Dangerous for him and good for Jesus if he could ever freeze up again.
Yeah, if he can get to that, be quite a bit of ice needed if he just wanted to do a conventional draw to that.
Right.
Or you throw something up weight maybe with a negative handle, try for a hit and stick.
Now, was that Kalen Kratz who was just throwing?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay. So that line looks good.
He's going to tap up.
Boy, that opened up the center one, didn't it?
It really did. So for the moment now, Davidson's sitting 3, although I imagine Jesus will have something to say about that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wall forming there. Oh, we have Kelly Bishop up. Interesting story about Kelly Bishop, who works for the airport near Toronto, for Bishop Airport, Kelly Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a World War II flying ace or hero by the name of Billy Bishop. So everybody at work calls her Billy. So if you see her, say, "Hey, Billy, how's it going?"
Make sure you're at least a broom's length away when you do that.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, let's see what Jesus calls here.
Calling for a hit. I think he might be calling for a double.
I think he would be. I actually played with Jesus on our team we just sent for the arena club playdowns, and we were fortunate enough to win those playdowns. So Jesus, so I'm playing second for Jesus, and we'll be going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa in the middle of July to compete for that title. Thank you very
Jesus
much.
is a great player. So here's Kelly. Nice slide coming out.
I think double's definitely what he's looking here.
Look at that rock fall off on
Yeah.
it.
He's going to get the 1.
Yeah. You know what? Not a bad shot.
No.
I think the question now is for Brian: do I guard? Or do I play on the red?
Right, because you're sitting 2.
He's
So
calling
red,
for the guard.
he's calling for the guard, which is what I would do here too. You're up 3. You're sitting 2 with hammer. So if you wanted to try to get another one in there for 3 later on, you can. But I would say, do exactly what he's doing. Protect what you've got right now.
Yeah, there comes a time to protect. I think that red rock up there is in such a tough spot, but if you could hit that, there's a possibility for a double on it. To sit in line 3 with hammer, that would make things pretty tough on Jesus.
Right. The danger there being you come across the face and jam on that top 4, and then you've left them sitting 1. It would still be open for a hit, but not what you want to do.
I don't think I would even have a problem with him drawing into the house. Once again, I don't think that he needs to have rocks up front.
No.
Blue. So,
No.
I mean, putting another rock in the house, sitting 3 that way,
You know what?
I don't think is a bad idea. Because now, I mean, there's a guard up front, and now red can use that.
You're
So-
absolutely right. When we were playing our game this morning, we're up 5 in the 7th inning, and there was some stuff in the house. We put a guard up, and later on we said, what the heck are we doing? Putting a guard up 5. All it does is gives them an opportunity to hide behind something. So.
If red on this shot, if they move some rocks around,
Oh,
they might end up
inside.
putting
Did they
some
get
rocks.
it? Oh, once again, just a tricky spot. But I'm not, Brian doesn't have that same advantage right now. This, mind you, he can hit this, stay.
He's calling for another guard.
Yeah. Calling for guard. Interesting. All right, and this is Dylan Smith throwing 3rd rocks for Brian. Again, it's catching a little bit of slope in the ice right there. Actually, he looks.
I like
Yeah,
that.
well, that wound up
actually
being
is good. That's
beautiful.
good.
Just biting a little bit of the house there
Is
and providing nice cover there for that rock at the top 4.
there anything open there? Is there a little space?
There's a little bit of a space. I'd say there's still a good. I mean, it's not fully covered. I'd say there's still a good half of that top 4 rock exposed. But getting to that side without wrecking on that red that's in top 12, that's going to be tough.
That'll be tough.
Looking back over at sheet 1 right now, as Barajas is discussing this next shot, we have Ewok Party sitting 2 right now, and looks like we are in seconds rocks on there.
They have a pretty comfortable lead.
Over
Yeah,
the Gong show.
Yeah, they just the Gong show. Yes, one of Roland's many Bonspiel team names and league names of years past. To bring you the score update there, that was a steal of 3 for Ewok Party in the 5th end. So that game now 8-2 Ewok through 5. So Gong definitely behind the 8 ball. Need a couple of big ends here.
Okay. So, having played on sheet 2 earlier today, I can see the shot that Jesus has, and this is tough. I mean, trying to navigate that port. The rock will actually drift to the outside of the house from the center line, even though we're calling for the opposite turn. Except you got to play real lightweight, but he's actually got to play a takeout weight, I think.
Is it a hill there, or is it a ridge that it's coming off? Or what was your feel?
Just a little bit of a slant. And
Okay.
You know what? I'm not sure how much of a slant you need in order to make a rock do that. Probably like 1/8 of an inch or something.
Well, the sweepers were going to work on that right away, and Bishop's called them off.
See,
And here it comes
does
in.
have the
It's
light
gonna
weight.
tap it.
Now, are we sitting second or third rock?
That is very close. From our monitors here, I would say blue is still sitting 2 there, by an inch or so. But again, difficult to tell from here. Again, our vantage point
It looks to me like 2 blues.
Yeah, and we discussed this a little bit when we were still having technical issues, but our vantage point, for those of you viewing at home, if you're looking at sheet 1, you see where Roland Gong is standing behind the house. We're about 25, 30 feet maybe behind his right shoulder.
Right.
So that's our broadcast vantage point this afternoon. It is afternoon yet? Yeah, it's almost 3 o'clock.
So it looks like Brian is going to make a play on. Is he looking at this top red, or is he looking at bumping one of his blue guards in that are on the top 12? I didn't see the call.
I didn't either. I mean, just based on what he's called before, I'm going to guess he's calling for another guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's going to hit based on that ice, I'd say he's looking to hit the red. I don't think that's going to come from.
Right now.
Neither would I.
Much.
Neither would I.
Yeah. Interesting.
The guard seems like
This is Davidson's first rock of the end. So after this, each team will have 1 rock remaining. Davidson with the hammer.
Right. Now he's playing the intern, I believe.
Oh, look.
Being the lefty that he is? That just showing up on our
it's
screen.
an out.
Yeah, it was an out turn there.
Turn, okay.
Good.
That'll do the
That's
job.
That's good. That actually provides a nice little piece of coverage to the left-hand side of that red rock at the top 12. Takes away some of the run-back possibility there. So Barajas and Bishop discussing what they're going to do with their last rock at the end here.
Wow.
Meanwhile, over on 1, we've got a lot of red rocks all around the 12-foot there.
Okay.
So we've got, but Gong still sitting 1 with that blue in the just past the tee line in the 8-foot on the left-hand side.
Fairly well protected.
Yes. The way the ice is playing, that's going to be difficult to get to. Of course, as I say that, watch Weldon come down and just chip it right out.
Well, there are times.
Yep.
Oh, looks like there's a play on the. Oh, look at that come over hard. You know, Bob Cool played on this sheet first thing this morning.
Yeah, that's what I played. Yeah.
Does appear to be somewhat open right now. I wonder if Roland's legs ever get cold.
It is very rare to see Roland Gong on the ice wearing long pants. I think actually in the not quite 2.5 years I've known Roland, I think I've seen it once. That was during a learn to curl, not actually during a game. Of course, learn to curl, you're standing around a little bit more, you get cold,
right.
So understandable.
Now it looked like Jesus wrecked on the guard.
Yes.
Which opens up that red rock.
Yes.
Ouch, could be a big end.
Could be a big end here. And this will be Davidson with the hammer coming up here in the 6th end on sheet 2. So.
And is this his last rock?
This is his last rock. Yeah. So this is the hammer forthcoming on 2. While they're discussing this quick score update over on sheet 4, looks like the Ivy Leaguers were able to steal another one in the 6th end. So that game is now 5-4. Electric slide through 6. And as you may have just heard, that was the bell. So that bell indicating everybody will finish the end they are currently on and play one more.
So it looks like we're looking at 7 ends on sheet 1.
Mm-hmm.
Sheet 2.
Looks like they're into the 7th on 3. They just haven't hung the score for 6, so they'll get 8 there.
Right.
And then 8 ends on sheet 4, and then sheet 5 looks like they're still in the 6th right now. So it looks like we're gonna get 7 ends on sheet 5 in that game between Team Calzone and the Kiddos.
Well, I think Roland got a little fortunate there. When Ewok wrecked on the guard up front. Might have a chance to bury one more. There's a huge swing there.
There is a huge swing there. And that's just enough of a port between between where that 3 guard is, that centerline guard for Gong, and the Ewok stone that's biting 12 on the top corner there.
Right.
There's enough swing he can get through there. Now it looks like he's actually gonna come down the center line with negative handle here, as opposed to going with the wide broom with the natural handle.
His weight looks good. Roland's weight is good.
They're gonna come
Can they get it
around
by?
it.
A little bit wide.
Oh, this could be great. Oh.
Oh, not quite.
But you know what? It did block off his counter down there, so perhaps not a bad outcome.
No. And he
And
does.
2 open raises. 2 open raise possibilities for
Right.
his last rock.
Gong with the hammer here in the 6, and each team now with 1 rock remaining. So we'll have Sean Franey's second rock here, and then Roland will have the hammer. I want to repeat something that I said earlier when we had technical difficulties. Maybe not everybody is aware of, or hopefully maybe has figured out by now. On your screen, the top image is actually mirrored. It is reversed, and the reason we've done that is that way you have the sheets actually lined up vertically. So you're seeing the 2 houses of sheet 2 on the left-hand side of your screen, and the two houses of sheet 1 on the right-hand side of your screen.
I tell you, it first caught me when I thought we had nothing but left-handers.
But lefties, yeah. And here comes Franey's rock, the last rock for Ewok Party here in 6. And it looks like he's trying to draw that port, and it's staying up. The rock is staying up, but it looks like it's losing. Oh,
It's close.
it's close. Oh,
Nice shot.
beautiful
Very nice
rock.
shot.
Beautiful
Beautiful rock, right to the pin.
Boy, that's just a dagger in the heart, isn't it?
That is a beautiful rock. And Roland now is going to be forced either to try to use one of those 2 run back possibilities to either take it out or try to draw down to it and chip that off. But excellent rock for Franey.
Now, on sheet 2, we were probably a little remiss there. That was Davidson scoring 2. So I believe we have a score right now of 9 to
9 to 4.
9 to 4.
9 to 4.
Right, going into the last end. So, boy, do or die here for rock bottoms.
Yeah, so that'll be down 5. So again, with the bell coming during that last end, this will be the final end here for that game on 2.
Oh, look at this. Here on sheet 1.
Oh.
I think Gong's got a great...
Oh,
just...
oh no.
Gosh.
That was a great attempt.
Well, especially with the ice being that swingy. Mm-hmm. Trying to come down and just to freeze.
And that's it, folks. And Gong is shaking. So final score there is going to be, actually that's going to be 9 to 2 for Ewok Party in 6 ends. So handshakes on 1. Great group of people over there playing a great game.
Yeah, Brianna Weldon. We have Sean Franey. We have Dawn Weldon and Olivia Still, of course, from the San Francisco and the Orange County.
Orange County, nice composite team.
Yeah, well done for them. Yes. But it's only game 1, right?
It's only game 1. That's the nice thing about round robin play is, it's what you do in all of them. It's not what you do. Oh, I lost my first game. Oh, damn! I'm down in the B of it.
Right.
We don't have that this time around, and that's something new here at the Golden Gate Bonspiel.
You know what? When I saw the rules, or when I saw it come out, and I was so thankful that they're deciding to play pool play. I actually play it quite a bit.
Oh, do you?
In Canada, and for our viewers, how the pool play works. We have 32 teams, so we have 8 different pools of 4 teams each. So in your pool, you will play one game against the other 3 teams, and then at the end of round robin play, you're seeded 1 through 4. So let us say that you were the team that went 3-0. You would be seeded 1. Along with the winners of the other 7 pools, you would now have 8 teams that are in the championship or the A division.
A bracket, yes.
Bracket. And I believe 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
Actually, I think
Is that how it's
if I'm
working?
not mistaken, I think the way it actually breaks down is it has to do by the pool assignment. So as opposed to a seeding within the pool, it's actually not actually kind of similar to the World Cup of soccer in the way that it works there. So I think it's winner. I think it's in the round of 8, if you will. Let's say we're in the B event, right? So the B event pool 1 plays B event pool 2, and then B event pool 3 plays pool 4. So the pools themselves are not necessarily ranked per se.
Right.
The reason that was done is to prevent as many situations where we have people doing or playing back-to-back draws.
Right.
To give a little bit more
That's
room.
true.
So
it's a little tougher when you do have the 5 ranks. Good point there.
Yeah.
But what happens is whenever you go into a pool, be it A, B, C, or D, to reach the final, you're playing 3 more games.
right.
You go from the 8s to the 4s to the 2s to determine the winner. And I think it provides everybody, be in the A or the D bracket, that you have an opportunity to play 3 more games.
Exactly. You're at a point there where it is win or go home. Again, at that point, it does become single elimination. We do have this year. We do have a 3rd place game for both the A and B events, which under non-pool plays we've done in the past year. We've only had a 3rd place game for the A event.
Right.
So we did get that one extra game added. That will be in the second to last draw. That'll be the 11:30 a.m. draw on Sunday, with the finals at 2:30, which will be all 4 of your finals, A, B, C, and D, and that A 3rd place game.
I think for many of you that have played the straight line draw, we've all had the discussion about which is the must-win game. You can win your first 3, you lose your 4th game or whatever, and you drop down to the D, and it's called the death march because you got to play 6 games on Sunday to reach the final. It's not a lot of fun, and you go home and you ache. So this is a much more equitable way to get it done. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
And that's why we have so many. One of the key priorities when curlers are booking hotels is what are the hours of the hot tub, and we'll make sure try to get all those aches and pains just not only after but throughout the weekend. To keep those at bay as best we can.
Go
Well, I was gonna say, just take a look at sheet 2.
Yep.
There's rocks in the house, rocks in play.
Yeah, so we have so
Still
again
got a-
Barajas needing 5
Still got a game
here.
going on there.
He's got 3 in the house, although Davidson with a nice Team Davidson with a nice draw there to sit 2 now.
And you know what? A great draw. You wonder if another strategy is you just start eliminating the reds because he has his other blue that is well under cover.
Yes, they need 5. When if you're Davidson, you just say okay, time to just run them out of rocks.
Sometimes they say that the best defense is being second shot.
Yes,
That's
Yes.
which is really an offensive strategy. You don't always have to be lead shot or first shot in order to win the game.
Right.
If you have a lead.
Oh,
great
very nice.
shot, yeah.
Very
Just
nice
about-
shot by Kelly Bishop.
Absolutely. She's a player.
She is. Pops actually winds up hitting one blue into the other. Pops one of them out. So now blue just sitting the 1. Red still now sitting 2, 3, and 4. So this game is not over.
It is coming out of the wire.
Red with 2 more rocks to go. So this could be close here.
Well, he's going to need a little luck on his side, but let's see what happens.
You may have seen over on sheet 1 the two teams taking part in that draw shot challenge, which will be used as the tiebreaker in deciding the pool seedings that Charles was talking about earlier.
So tell me a little bit about how that tiebreaker works.
Sure. So the way that tiebreaker works is at the conclusion of every team's first draw, one player, any player on that team, will throw a single draw to the button.
Right.
Sweeping is allowed. And that stone will be measured from its distance from the pin, and that value will be used as the tiebreaker in the event that multiple teams are tied in a pool. The first tiebreaker is going to be head-to-head record.
Right.
So this only comes into play when we have more than one team tied.
Right.
And so that value is recorded. That's only done once. That's done at the end of every team's first draw. And then that gets put up on the big board here at the arena, and then we'll be consulted. Whoa, Jesus almost tripping over the hack.
I thought he was dancing.
I don't know where his partner went.
It's interesting that when you get into the tiebreaker scenario, you try to come up with as many ways as you can to prevent a problem from occurring.
Right.
But yet, seems to happen.
It sometimes does. Now here's Barajas coming down. This is a critical shot.
This has got to move. It's moving. Oh, is it by it?
It is by it.
Oh, just.
Is it going to slow down? It does stop at the back 8. So an interesting setup here to this. What's going to be the final end of this draw per the bell. So Davidson is still sitting 1, but now, if we're seeing that correctly, Barajas sitting 2, 3, 4, and 5. If he can hit and stick that blue out somehow, then we would have a tie game, which would not go to an extra end. That would go
what happens in a tie game?
So in a tie game, it would go to a draw to the button.
Right.
However, being that this is the first game, they would have the draw to the button to decide the game, and then they would have the draw to the button for the tiebreaker purposes.
Sure, just like
so
cheating
the one
to get 2 times to try.
Yeah. So the one draw to the button is not going to serve dual purposes.
Here's Brian's shot, and interesting that Jesus just missed the high guard, which was sort of on the 8-12 foot line, and it passed that and ended up pretty much on the center line, 4 feet of curl after it passed the guard. Oh gosh, you know what, guys, this could be trouble for Brian.
Oh my.
Here's the problem that's set up now. He came into the house, came in a little deep. There is a double there. There is a hard double to make. I'm not sure.
He's got to stick the shooter around though. That's the
he
that's
needs
the
that
trick
for
here.
5. But you know what? If he hits it just to the right of center, do you think there's a chance that both Blues would go?
If he
think so.
if he hits that one that's top 4, if he's able to hit that on the inside, and where Jesus is standing right now, I can't see the guard situation immediately in front of it. If he's able to get it to come over and hit it on the inside, he's got to hit that hard and thin in order to move the shooter over just far enough to catch that blue sitting at the back 8.
Right.
Because he's going to need to hit that one on the inside as well. If he hits it on the outside, he's just going to jam at the red at the back 4, and unfortunately right now with the situation, that doesn't help him.
So
I think if he hits on the outside, you can hit him both out, but I think his shooter would roll out.
Right,
too.
that's the thing is what's going to happen with the shooter. The shooter's got to stick around.
easy to be an armchair quarterback. We've never made a wrong call from here. But really what Brian could have done is taken out that open red at the back, and it was game over.
That is a possibility.
Right? Instead of coming in and leaving Jesus with a possibility. But easier said than done, isn't it?
I was thinking even if he drew in to the back.
Well, here we go, folks. Here's the hammer here in 7.
Oh, lots of weight I needs to come over, though. Oh,
Is it going to move over?
Oh,
no!
Oh. You know,
just missed by a hair.
It's for that extra weight, and you know what happens? It just doesn't move on you.
Yep.
Handshakes all around.
Handshakes around. Good game. Again, great group of people out there. So officially looks like that's going to be 2 blue on the final end. So that's going to be a official final score of 11-4 for Broomer Sooners over Rock Bottom. So that's it on the games that we have on the broadcast. Quick take you around the rink, get you caught up with the rest of the scores. It looks like they just finished the 7th end on sheet 4. They have not hung the score yet. That's where Barry Ivy and the Ivy Leaguers are making a comeback against Electric Slide. So that game right now is 5-4 after 6. They've just finished 7. We'll see what score they hang. Over on sheet 3, it looks like Team DL was able to get 1 in the 6th end. But then another big end for Mountain Mayhem, scoring 4 in the 7th. So that game is 12-4. Mountain Mayhem over DL. I believe they have already shaken, and they are just using the ice time to play the Rocks back right now. So that game very well in hand for Mountain Mayhem. Over on sheet 5. We have, looks like the Kiddos actually, no, they didn't quite take the lead, but they caught up to Team Calzone. So that game is 5-4 through 6 ends. They are playing the 7th right now. Team Calzone with Hammer appears to be sitting, looks like 2 over there. So they're about to they're 1 rock away from Skip's Rocks there. And that brings you up to date on everything that we've got going on our sheets right now.
So to give you a little update as to where we are currently finishing our draw right now. We're currently finishing the one. What do we have? We have the 115.
It's the 115, draw number 3.
Right. At 3:30, we do have our opening ceremonies that will not be covered on our streaming service. Our draw after that, draw 4, is today at 4:45. And on sheet 2, we have a couple of San Francisco Bay Area curling clubs. Mm-hmm. We have No Crack in the Hack. And
skipped by yours truly.
Now, that'll be a game to watch. How are you going to announce and be down there at the same time, Jim?
Osmosis.
Osmosis is what it'll be. And they're taking on the Fraley team.
Yes.
Also from San Francisco, there's Alan Fraley and Ryan Alvarado. We have Jen Perez and Diana Wu. So your thoughts on the game, Jim?
It should be a great game. Those are all, everybody on the team, those are all regulars that we play with in our Friday Night League on a regular basis. Great group of people. Either way, should be. I'm expecting a great game of curling.
Yeah. So and also on Jim's team, right? We have Paul Zaka.
The Z-Man.
The Z-Man. We have Chris Titter, and we also have Heather Kopek. Did I pronounce all those names somewhat close?
Yep.
Okay. Jim, I think we're pretty much done here.
Anything else? I think we are. We're up to date on all the scores. Our broadcasting games are done, and. As Charles said, we're going to have the opening ceremonies here coming up, but we will be back with you. 2 of the commentators will be up here in the booth at 4:45 Pacific time to bring you draw number 4.
Good. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. For Charles Funk, Davina Kong, I'm Jim Muyo. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you a little later on.